Hey y'all, so I'm going to be talking about a music video that came out, and this is going to sound really random, but this is my channel and sometimes I just want to talk about random stuff. I know I primarily do booktube-ish things, and I am filming a reading vlog right now, and that'll be up hopefully by the end of the week or the weekend. I wanted to film this because first of all, I wanted to do my makeup even though it's 10:30 at night. And that's my mama right there, by the way. Friends is on in the background, so if you see that occasionally, I'm sorry. But I just wanted to talk about this music video that everybody keeps talking about. It's the WAP music video by Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. Everybody's been talking about this music video and people are angry. I don't understand why, so I thought we'd talk about it and maybe people in the comment section can like explain to me why they're so angry, because I don't understand. So yeah, we'll just get into it. 1 second, hold on. Sorry, my camera got all weird. I'm gonna do some skincare first. I'm taking the Tatcha essence and I'm just going to do a few drops of this on my face. This is a new product for me. So the next thing I'm going to do is take the Ole Hendrickson Truth Serum and put half. I'm almost out of this and I'm not going to be getting any more because I already have so many vitamin C serums and oils. This is the Argan, or it's Josie Moran Moran. I have no idea if I'm saying any of it correctly. This is the Argan Bright Skin Vitamin C Serum, and it's like a dark spot eraser stabilized vitamin C. Because I have very low iron, I get really dark here. Actually, it doesn't look too terrible now compared to what it looked like when I was in the hospital. And I just take a couple drops of this, or just one thing of this. I have very dry skin, and I'm going to talk about what I said I was going to talk about here in just a second. I just wanted to go over some of the products I was using, but I have very, very dry skin. I actually peel really badly, so I like to hydrate and make sure that my base is hydrated and ready for when I put my makeup on, because if I'm not hydrated and have all of my good skincare on before I put my makeup on, it doesn't lay correctly and it looks weird. So to me, having a good skincare routine makes your makeup lay so much better than if you don't do anything to your skin at all. Next, I'm going to be using my Tatcha sunscreen. I am all about the moisture and hydration. And now I'm taking the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. This is a very gel-like product. It feels amazing. And the last thing that I'm going to do is spray some Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist on my skin. Not a ton. And then I have this fan from Amazon that was like a couple bucks, and I just dry my face a little bit. Now I'm going to take the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, which yes, I should maybe use a hydrating primer, but I've already hydrated so much that this I think is a good balance. Just take a couple pumps of this. This stuff is really good. Okay. Just makes it a little tacky. So I'm actually going to put on a little bit of concealer, the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, before I put on my foundation, just to kind of correct, because my foundation isn't full coverage. I don't generally wear full coverage in the summertime. And I'm just gonna do some pimples here, because for some reason when I am on my period, which yes, I'm on my period, call the police, like, oh my gosh, she's talking about her period. I'm a woman, women have periods. Like, for some reason, whenever I'm on my period, I break out on my chin every time. I'm gonna take some Urban Decay Quick Fix and just a Real Techniques sponge. Or actually, this is an Eco Tool sponge, not Real Techniques. This WAP music video that everybody's talking about, I don't know why people are so upset about it. I don't know if it's because it's like a very vulgar song. Like if you listen to the unrated version, it is very, I don't know. It's interesting. We'll just say that, it's interesting. Very vulgar. and uses a lot of explicit language. It's very sexual, but this is Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. Like, I don't know why that would surprise anybody. We're talking about them here. They generally rap about very sexually explicit things. Like, they've even talked about this before on their Instagrams. They've tried to rap about more serious things, about things that aren't sexual, and it doesn't sell as well. The numbers aren't as high. They don't make as much money on the record, so they go for what sells, like anybody would, like any good business person would. By the way, this NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer is in the shade Light 1.25. It's the lightest shade, but obviously is too dark on me, which is why I use it underneath my foundation. So I don't know why people are freaking out and acting like this is some brand new thing that they're doing. Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion are known for this type of subject in their rapping. I honestly think a lot of the time male rappers are able to rap about whatever they want. Like, they rap about sex, drugs, alcohol, money, like anything. Like Jeezy, Cardi B's husband Offset, like any male rapper that you look at raps about the same damn thing. They don't get that kind of ridicule ever, but a woman raps about those things and she's a slut and she's a whore and oh my god, like what a fucking skank. So I go back and forth between the Fenty Beauty foundation, hydrating foundation, and the Fenty Beauty Pro Matte Filter Foundation. It's the same color, 100. I think I'm going to do a pump of each. Well, maybe not. Maybe I won't do that. I'm gonna do the hydrating because the matte always looks weird on me. So I'm just gonna take 2 pumps of this. I'm using a Milani foundation brush. I do not use a sponge with the Fenty foundation because it looks, there's no coverage there whenever you do that, so I wouldn't recommend it. But I really don't understand why when women rap about all the same things that men rap about, we always are told that we're sluts or tramps or whores. It's always so ridiculous to me. And what makes it worse is when women say those things about other women, because we don't need to be against ourselves. And I don't see anything wrong with what they're rapping about. They even made like a clean version. I just don't see anything wrong with what they're doing. So, but I've seen several people make comments about that. Oh, it's so vulgar, it's so nasty, like they need to be ladies and act like ladies. Like, fuck that shit. I remember when I've had like older people, whenever I'd curse, they'd be like, pretty is as pretty does, and my response is always the same: fuck that bullshit. Like, you don't say that to men, you don't say that to my brother when he curses. Like, fuck that. Like, if I want to curse, I'm gonna fucking curse, and me being a woman has absolutely nothing to do with any of it. I curse like a sailor on leave, I'll admit that, but I'm not gonna curse because I'm a woman and pretty is as pretty does. Like, I've had people in my church be like, well, you are so much like, you're not as attractive when you curse. Like, you were so pretty to me and then you started cursing and you were so ugly then. And I'm just like, fuck you, bitch. I don't care if people don't like it. It's my life. I'll do what I want. Now, I have a very extensive concealer routine. You guys just saw I put concealer on before I put my foundation on, and I'm about to put on 2 more concealers because I'm me. Okay, so the first concealer I'm going to take is the L'Oreal Infallible Wear concealer, and it is in the shade Porcelain 320, the lightest shade. All of these are always in the lightest shade. I use the Fenty Pro Filter concealer in the shade 100 as a brightener. Start off here, and I'm putting more on my pimples because they're having a hard time. Yeah, the concealer I put on before is mainly for like correcting the dark circles and stuff. So now I'm gonna let this dry down for a little bit. Just all of that stuff though, where people say that women shouldn't curse and be vulgar and sexual, has just always been so ridiculous, or that we shouldn't wear like sexual clothing or provocative clothing. Like, we can do whatever we want. For me, I'm not that confident with it in my body. Like, I'm just not. And also, I'm not comfortable showing a lot of skin. I never have been. But that doesn't make me better or worse than other women. women are always put into this box. Like, we have to act a certain way, we have to be a certain way, we have to speak a certain way, we have to look a certain way, and none of it's true. I used to judge women who would dress provocatively. I used to do it all the time, because when I was in high school and middle school, it's just what you did. And then when I went to college and took some women's courses and was also, you know, becoming educated on women's rights, I started to realize that that wasn't right, and that in society women are often pitted against one another. And I mean, I can remember being in competition with other women since I can remember, and always comparing myself to other women and being taught almost to hate other women. I remember when I used to look at it as a compliment when guys would say, "Oh, you're not like other girls." I want to be like other girls. I just remember thinking that that was something that I used to like being told. It was something I'd hear in movies all the time, and it was something that I'd hear and read in books. And now I want to be like other women. Like, it's something that but like my mom just said, even when I was younger and had that mindset, I still would look at other women and look at them as role models and want to be like them. Whenever you're young, you're trying to find yourself, and teenagers try on personalities like they try on their clothes. I would do the same thing when I was in middle school. I figured out early on who I was, though.
In elementary, 3rd grade, you dress up like your pregnant teacher. And
yeah.
Put a big basketball under your shirt and play the school.
It was a soccer ball, actually. It was my 3rd grade teacher, and I love her so much. She was like my favorite teacher, and I used to want to be just like her. And then I had a 7th grade geography teacher who I wanted to be like. I used to wear my hair like hers, and like I used to wear my jewelry on the same arm. And it sounds stalkerish and crazy, but it was just how I was. Like, I was trying to figure out who I was. And then my Demi Lovato stage happened, where I wanted to be like her and wear all black and dye my hair black. Like, wear black. I was so depressed. Like, I wanted black everything. Black eyeshadow, black nails. I wanted black hair. I wanted black clothes. I was a very depressed teenager. Middle school changed me something awful. I used to be this bright, bubbly, full of life girl, and then middle school happened and I became very quiet, depressed, shy, and yeah, it was just not a good time. That's what bullying does to you, though. I still was trying to figure out who I was, and in the process I would look at other women who I admired and would want to be like them. So I've always had female role models that I've wanted to be like, and like I've always wanted to be like my mother, be a mom like her and a wife like her, just absolutely amazing. Like, to me, nobody compares to her. It's like, I'll never be able to fill her shoes. It's never gonna happen, but she's still a role model that I have, obviously. It's just crazy how we women were taught at such a young age to compare ourselves and to pit each other against one another and to be in competition when we have room for everybody. I remember, like, everybody doesn't like Taylor Swift's You Need to Calm Down song, which I love that song. I don't know why people hate it so much. And to me, it's perfect because she talks about how she's had to learn throughout her career that there is a place for all women in the music industry to be successful and to make money and win awards. Like, they all have crowns, like she would say. Like, there doesn't have to be just one token woman. I feel like people have taught us to go against each other, because if we're stronger, all women are stronger when we're together, and when we come together as one, we're always stronger that way. Obviously, there's a reason that society has taught us to pit against each other, because that makes us go backward and not progress in what we need to progress in. History has always proven that when women come together, we can conquer the world. It's hard to do that when you're taught at such a young age to do the exact opposite and to hate each other. So something that I had to grow out of, and I still find myself doing it and catch myself doing stuff and judging women for what they're wearing. And it's something that I've had to really try to outgrow. And Taylor Swift even talks about this in her documentary, Miss Americana, on Netflix. It's a great documentary. You should watch it. But it's hard to train yourself to not think that way anymore when you've been taught that way your whole life. Like I said, I'm somebody who isn't into wearing like revealing clothing. I never have been. And there's nothing wrong with me being the way that I am. and choosing to dress more conservatively, but there's also absolutely nothing wrong with a woman wanting to show more skin, to show her cleavage. If she wants to wear a sheer top and you can see her nipples, all more power to her. That's amazing. Like, if she's that confident. I'm not that confident, period. Like, I'm not confident enough to do something like that. And it always kills me. I can make a whole video about the Super Bowl, how Janet Jackson, a fucking queen and icon, gets canceled and her career basically is ruined for a long period of time because her nipple is shown during the Super Bowl, when Justin Timberlake was the one that ripped it off, and he got invited back, by the way. And then the guy from Maroon 5, Adam Levine or whatever, I can't even remember his name. I don't know if it's Adam Levine or Adam Lambert. It's Levine. The lead singer from Maroon 5 with all the tattoos and stuff. He was performed shirtless and his nipples were fucking out like crazy. And I'm sitting here like, okay, Super Bowl, wait a second. I thought you guys were against nipples. I thought you didn't want nipples shown. But I guess only male nipples are allowed on TV. A nipple's a nipple, people. A nipple is a nipple. What the fuck? Why can't I show my nipples, but Adam Levine can show his? Why does Janet's career get severely damaged for a while because her nipple was shown, but Adam Levine can be shirtless through the entire performance pretty much? Like, what is the difference? There is none is the answer. There is no difference.
You could get a ticket for indecent.
That's not cool. I get hot in the summer. Why can't I take my top off? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, I just don't understand.
I'm gonna get out of jail one day because you stripped.
I don't get it. To me, that is so stupid. I am still on topic, by the way. My point is that it kills me how there's always such a double standard, and the misogyny is so unreal when it comes to female rappers and male rappers, or just female performers and male performers in general. There's always this double standard. Like, Taylor Swift has talked about this too, where she writes songs about her breakups and her relationships. She gets called a slut and a serial dater and gets told that she's a whore and purposefully gets into relationships and breaks up and acts crazy just so she can write a song. But Ed Sheeran and Bruno Mars and all of these other male artists write about their relationships and their breakups, and they don't get told shit. So it's always been this way. But if that's the reason people don't like this music video, that's really sad, and I hope that that's not the entire... I know that's some people's reason. Now let's move on to the other bullet point of why people do not like this music video. And that's because Kylie Jenner made an appearance, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't understand it either. I don't get why Kylie Jenner was in the music video. I'm stumped just as much as everybody else, but she was in it. I wasn't mad. I was confused. It was kind of shocking, pointless, but I wasn't mad. The only thing, you know what? There is something I would change about the music video. I don't think Kylie should have been the one that had that big grand entrance where the music stopped and she was the star and you thought she was gonna drop a verse or something or do something, you know, do anything, but she just walked like that. I didn't get that. I really didn't. I think that if any guest in that music video should have gotten their own solo moment, it was Normani. She's the most talented, in my opinion. Like, see, this is pitting women against each other. This is the shit I'm talking about. I'm doing it right now. I was just about to say that Normani's the most talented member of Fifth Harmony. And that's me doing something that I shouldn't be doing. I know that, even though to me that is more of a fact. Huh? Yes, it is an opinion. I think that she is the best vocalist. I think she's the best dancer. I think that they all have room to be successful in their own right, and I think they all have their strengths and they all have their weaknesses. But Normani was just always the girl that you looked at. She was always the girl I looked at. Like, everybody always talked about Camila Cabello, which I used to like Camila Cabello. I used to like all of them. I wasn't One Direction, Fifth Harmony. I wasn't a Fifth Harmony like fan or anything, but I would listen to some of their music. Like it was a lot of female empowerment, like Boss and Work, and Sledgehammer was a good song that I liked. I always though was drawn to Normani. Like when I would listen to the music, I'd always, when her part was on, I'd always think, oh my gosh, this is the best singer. Even before I even knew who they were and which voice belonged to who, it was always her being, in my eyes, the best singer of the group. Camila, she's a great singer, but to me, she was just, I don't know, I didn't feel moved the way when she sang the way I feel moved when Normani sings, if that makes sense. Camila ended up being a grave disappointment because of all of her racist tweets and like, listen, I think that people can change and that we shouldn't hold people's past against them. To me, if you're going to put it on out in public though on the internet, you have to be prepared to deal with those consequences forever. And to me, I get so frustrated when people are like, well, she's apologized enough, but it resurfaces and new people see it and new people get offended, and she's gonna have to live with that forever. If she was comfortable enough to say the N-word and say all those horrible things, then she needs to apologize for them when they get brought up. For me, like, to me, you can tell when people have changed, but she was very recent when she would say those horrible things about Normani and laugh and like, so that's why I don't personally fuck with Camila Cabello. I used to. I even saw her in concert when I went to see Taylor Swift's Reputation concert, because I didn't know about all of that stuff about her then. And then all of that came out and I was like, girl, what the fuck? And maybe she's changed and grown because, I mean, she was young when she got into the spotlight and everything. So people can change and people can grow. I totally understand why people are offended, and I'm definitely not going to accept her apology considering it's not my apology to accept. I never will understand why people think that, like, when Jeffree Star apologizes for his racist past, why white people or non-black people think that it's acceptable for them to accept his apology. What? Why are you okay, I forgot to do my eyebrows while my concealer was drying. Okay, so while this is baking, I'm going to do my brows, and yeah. That's the one thing about the music video that I don't understand, is why Normani wasn't the one to have the big, grand solo entrance, because she's so talented and amazing, and she's working on things. Motivation was good. Like, it wasn't the best. I'm not going to sit here and say it was. I wanted more, and it was a good little taste of something, but now I need the album. I need an album from her. I want it so badly. I don't want to pressure her because I know that it's hard to put out your first solo album after, you know, being a part of a big group for so long. And I know it's she wants it to be perfect. I completely get that, and I appreciate that she's taking so much time and energy. And also, like, now it's COVID-19 and she's not gonna be able to tour right now anyway, so she's probably waiting for that reason as well. But maybe just like a song, like just another single to get us through, like just something. Oh my god, and she's so fucking pretty too. She's so beautiful. I want everything for her. I want her to have everything and more. I do not understand why Kylie got the big solo entrance in the music video. Don't get that at all. But I don't understand why people were so angry that she was in the music video, period. Like, people were just angry that she was in it. And that I don't understand, because, like, to me, Cardi even said something like the point of having all of those women, like, this is an empowerment, like a song about female empowerment. And I mean, if you guys don't know what WAP stands for, I'm not comfortable saying it, so I'm going to just put it in a text here because it makes me uncomfortable. But she said something like, this is about, like, female empowerment all across the board, no matter if you're white, black, Hispanic, Asian, Latina, Mexican, whatever have you. Like, this is a song for women. And she just said that she wanted to have women of all different races and shapes and sizes in her music video, and I thought that was really cool. So, I mean, I don't get why she was the big showstopper, and like I said, I do not get why she was the big solo performance. Like, I get she's Kylie Jenner, but she's in a music video and she doesn't sing. Like, I don't think she can sing well, and she doesn't rap, she doesn't act, like, she doesn't dance. It didn't make any sense why she had that big entrance. Like, to me, it would make more sense if she was just standing behind the door like Normani and the others were. I didn't get that. I didn't get that, but I wasn't angry that she was in the video. To me, Kylie is problematic in her own right, and I can make a whole video talking about how problematic the Kardashians/Jenners are, and maybe I will, but, like, people were just overly upset about her being in the video. So, and maybe it's because Megan Thee Stallion is, I don't know why I keep saying The Stallion. Megan is friends with Jordyn Woods, and I know that Jordyn Woods and Kylie had that big beef, or I don't know if they had a beef, it was more Jordyn and Chloe had a beef, and Kylie just chose her sister because it was her sister, even though, in my opinion, Jordyn was not bad guy number one in that. I think she made a mistake, but I don't think she deserved the amount of hate she initially got, but that's another video as well. So maybe that's why people were mad, but I think Megan is just a very friendly person, and I think that and then the whole thing, this is the other bullet point that people were talking about, was that Megan did a Hot Girl Summer with Nicki Minaj a year ago, and Nicki and Cardi have this big beef or whatever, and oh my god, like, I can't believe she'd betray Nicki like that. What loyalty does Megan have towards Nicki Minaj that she can't collaborate with other artists? And I don't think obviously Nicki wasn't like, you can't collab with Cardi B. Like, obviously not. That's absolutely ridiculous. To me, this is why I hate stan culture. I will never consider myself a stan. Like, I am only genuinely obsessed with, like, Taylor Swift, and I wouldn't even call it an obsession. I support her the most. Like, she's the person I give my money to. I'm not like a freaky stan. I cannot stand stan culture. But the Nicki and Cardi stans are absolutely crazy, and like, them saying like, oh, Megan like betrayed Nicki because she's doing a collab with Cardi, like, what a bitch. And like, I've heard people call her a bitch because she's doing a collab with Cardi B, and I'm just like, she doesn't owe Nicki anything. She doesn't owe her career. She doesn't owe her any loyalty. Like, they did a record. It's business. I don't even think they're like close friends or anything. In music, things are fast paced. You go from one collaboration to the next, or you do a single or whatnot, like, whatever. You don't owe anybody any loyalty. To me, when it comes to Hollywood and the music industry and just the entertainment industry in general, you only have yourself. You're looking out for you. It just kills me how they think that, how people went crazy and made Megan out to be a bad person or disloyal or money hungry. I saw that because she's doing a collab with Cardi B. Like, how is that being money hungry? It's not. To me, Nicki and Cardi are both problematic in their own ways. Nicki she's done collabs with Tekashi 6ix9ine, who has had, he's done really horrible things and been accused of horrible things. And I'm pretty sure she's like defended alleged rapists, and that's horrible, or sex offenders. But Nicki, she writes her own raps, and I think she's so talented. And I've never had an issue with her, really. Cardi, she's also done really questionable things. Like, apparently she used to rob people. She used to drug men and rob them. When she was a stripper, which I know that you do things when you're needing money and stuff, but that's absolutely crazy. But they're both problematic in their own ways. Cardi's good because she's a performer and she has that personality about her, but that personality also gets her in a shit ton of trouble. But Cardi B needed this collab. I'm just gonna be honest, she was kind of sinking and she was kind of becoming like irrelevant for a while. She needed this collab with Megan. She did, because Megan is the #1 person right now. Like, she's who everybody's talking about. Like, I have all of her albums. I follow her on all my social medias. I think she's amazing. She's also like really smart. She goes to college, like she went to college. I just don't know if she's still in college or if she's graduated, but I think that's so amazing that while she was touring and doing all of that, that she was still going to school to get her degree. And I think it was a good thing for young women to look at and to see. And she's educated, but she can also, she talks about sex, and she dresses how she wants to dress. She shakes her ass in her music videos and at her concerts because she can. And just because she has a degree or is getting a degree doesn't mean that she can't also do those things. But the music video to me was fine. I told you my faults that I have with it, that I don't like about it. But other than that, I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm gonna take the Milani Make It Dewy spray and spray my face before I put my highlighter on. I like dewy. I like to have a shine to my face. And I'm taking my Milani highlighter in the shade 04 Flashing Light. Probably can't see that very well. And I take this angled brush and I put it on my high cheekbone. And then I put it on the apple of my cheek. Okay, and I put some highlighter on my nose as well, just because I always do. And now I'm taking my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I'm gonna pat this in to my skin and then I'm gonna dry it. But like I said, I like a dewy look. I don't like the matte look. So now I'm gonna use my fan. I'm gonna put on some lipstick and then we're gonna be done with this video. But just let me know what y'all's thoughts are on this music video, and if you can tell me like why people are so angry, or if I covered everything, or if you hate the video too. Let's do the 565 matte, and then I'm gonna put on a gloss with it. Looks like this. Maybelline as well. All of my lipsticks, oops, are Maybelline. I used to get made fun of for my lips, and then people started getting injections, just like people used to make fun of me for my bushy eyebrows. And the only reason I have to fill them in is because I have anxiety and I pick them and there's little bald spots. But the shape and everything is natural, and I used to get made fun of so badly because I had big bushy eyebrows and people always made fun of me for it. So I'm gonna take the Milani lip gloss and just put some gloss to my lips. Here's a nice little trick. See all that lipstick? That way it doesn't get all on your teeth. So that is it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And like I said, if you have any thoughts or opinions about any of this, just let me know. I know some people might think this is really random and weird, but it's on my mind and I wanted to talk about it. So, and I was dying to do my makeup. So, but I think I'm gonna make some more commentary like videos, and yeah, because I actually really enjoy doing it. So I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.